Hey friends, it's good to see you. I'm really happy to be making a video today. It seems like it's been a long time. I want to talk today about what is so great about sick days, when our kids have sick days. I happen to have one of my kids home sick today. He called yesterday from school and wasn't feeling well, and so I picked him up and brought him home. And then he also stayed home today. And so by the way, I'm turning off my phone. I should learn all these lessons. Anyhow, so the thing that is great about sick days, I'm just going to power this up. Okay. The thing that's great about sick days is it gives us an opportunity to nurture our children in a different way, especially our older kids who are so used to taking care of themselves. And also, when we have big families, it's really hard to nurture individual children. You know, like the little ones, they'll demand our attention because they can't take care of themselves. And our kids with lots and lots of trauma, they'll demand our attention too. So we end up with these other kids who don't necessarily get a whole lot of nurture. And, you know, nurture together with structure is what our kids from hard places most need. And some of us tend to fall into one ditch, which is a lot of nurture and not so much structure. And the other side is lots and lots of structure and not so much nurture. And our kids really need a balance of both. I tend to fall one way, the nurture side. I have a harder time making myself be more structured. Russ probably tends to fall a little bit the other way, more structured, although he's a super high nurture dad too. But anyhow, when our kids are sick, which is what I'm talking about, we have an opportunity to nurture them. Now, I'm not talking about when children are very ill. I'm not talking about chronic illness. I'm actually not even talking so much about when they're like vomiting a lot, because that's just misery all the way through. Although even with that, we have opportunities to nurture them. I'm talking a little more about the days when they just don't feel well. And it's very rare for this son of mine to ever miss a day of school, to ever actually want much nurturing care. And so yesterday, I had a lot of things I needed to do. But when he called me from school, I picked him up immediately, brought him home, and I just sort of shut my day down because I thought, you know, this is a pretty special opportunity to be at home with just one child, a child who doesn't, in his deepest core, trust that anyone's going to take care of him, despite the fact that we have loved and cared for him for a very long time, but that's still hard for him. And so I had him all to myself, an opportunity to nurture him. And so I've been just sort of hunkered down this last day and a half now. Now, several years ago, one of my daughters had her wisdom teeth removed. And that was a similar experience. Although with that, we were able to prepare for it. Like, what kinds of special foods do you want? What do you think you might like to drink? And she actually borrowed some of my pajamas to hang out in when she was recovering. And I got this time with just one child. And again, this is a child who was in an orphanage until she was 10 years old. And there was no one to take care of her when she was sick. And she was sick a lot back then. And so that was a sweet opportunity. And I wrote a blog post about that. I think it's titled, What's So Great About Wisdom Teeth? And I'll put a link to that in the notes. But anyhow, so today and yesterday, I've been pretty focused on, you know, what can I get you to eat? What sounds good to you? How's your headache? And this child loves football, loves football. So we've been hanging out watching lots of movies and shows about football on Netflix. And for the most part, I've been hanging out with him and watching those, which has given us some good opportunities to talk a little bit. Now, this is a child of very few words. And so once again, because we're spending this time together, we're able to have some conversations about what he's thinking about football, what he's thinking about school. But most of all, it's an opportunity to nurture. And that's really all I really wanted to share is that, you know, I think sometimes we just want to plow on with our lives. I mean, I know that I have a huge to-do list, and I'm sure you do too. But if a child is sick, we want to just grab the moment and spend time with them. Now, I meant to mention earlier, you know, some of our kids have a lot of somatic complaints. So they're physical symptoms that are really caused by an underlying emotional problem. And those you kind of have to figure out with a therapist. I mean, the initial thing that we did a lot was we tried to meet the need for nurture. And it can get tricky, with some of these kids. But overall, when a child is sick, I think we can grab hold of the moment and really try to meet the needs of their hearts in a way that we often cannot do that. So I hope you're having a great day, a great week, and I will see you all again really soon. Thanks so much for watching.